knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones Live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Jones Live, I am one of your hosts, Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that other host, Marty McFly with the good mic. That is I, McFly. What it do, Miss Donnie?
What it do. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I do not want somebody calling in talking about how jacked up my mic is, because I tried.
We working on it. We had like 4 texts in here trying to get your little Yeti mic up. And you know, this is not an endorsement, but yeah, the Yeti mic is not working right now. Right. It is not effective for some reason.
But we can't dog Yeti though, because, okay, I'm going to be real with you.
Why not?
I'm going to tell you what really happened. By the way, guys, thank you for checking out Donnie Jones Live. Thank you for watching our show, listening to our show, checking out our show.
And welcome to another edition of the show.
Yes, and welcome to another edition of the show where we get to hang out a little bit, have fun, talk about faith, family, and our favorite subject, fun. So, but yeah, so I'll tell you what happened. And I didn't want to admit this to you 2 weeks ago because I thought I could like get it fixed before then. On this mic, you can flip it one way or another way. And I got frustrated because it wasn't going the opposite direction. So I forced it and realized that I was going the wrong direction. So I bent a little.
So you messed up your microphone. Your brand new, you just kind of.
So it's really not the mic. But here again, it might be because it does say that the power is on. It does say that.
But it just ain't going through, huh?
It's not going through. So maybe it's not something I did. But I finally wanted to just tell you.
You know what? I have met so many people like that it's like the light is on, but ain't nothing working inside of that daggone. I'm just saying, I deal with people like that often. That is like, I can see the light is on, but there ain't no connectivity going on up in there.
Exactly. You know what? And for those of you that check out our show on the radio, sometimes you might want to check it out on YouTube, because guess what? I'm going to show Marty what I'm talking about. See, the light is on.
Yeah.
So, but it ain't.
But ain't no connectivity.
No connectivity whatsoever. We are so excited about our show today and so excited to be coming to you guys from various cities. And
oh, yes.
Well, we're in one city going out to various cities. But anywho.
We're in various cities. Our voices in various cities, you know. And I'm saying, I want to just thank everybody who calls in and supports the show, you know, that gives us so much love, especially during this time. Because a lot of people ain't driving. They just sitting at the house. So I appreciate the ones that check us out on Facebook and on YouTube and just give us that extra support. So, you know, that means something to me. You know, I'm getting choked up.
Don't cry. Oh, you choked up? Okay.
Getting choked up,
guys,
you know.
If you do want to check us out on YouTube, you can go to Donnie, that's D-O-N-I, Donnie Jones Live on YouTube. We want you to like, we want you to subscribe, and just support what we're doing. But Marty, what is going on? How are you doing, man? What's your week?
You know, I will be honest with you. I've had a interesting up and down week this week. Okay. You know, and it's been like this because, you know, being a minister and everything, and most pastors, we're used to getting in the pulpit and, you know, doing our sermon and everything, but now doing it like pre-recorded and online and everything, it's like a disconnect. And I had a situation last week that I don't know if I'm the only minister out there. I might be.
Right.
But
I think you're the only minister out there. I think there are a lot of other ministers.
Well, of course, there's a lot of other ministers, but dealing with what I dealt with this week was one of those times where I felt like, you know, I felt like I didn't do a good job in the pulpit. Okay. You know, just one of those things where I felt like, you know, usually, you know, like my church, I call them like a roughneck church, you know, because if you say the wrong thing, they'll cuss you out. They'll, you know, throw Bibles at you and stuff like that.
Roughneck church? Did you?
It's a roughneck church, you know. I'm saying they're gonna be outside smoking and doing all the other kind of stuff. I'm saying, but it's come as you are type church. But it's like
it really is, y'all. It's an awesome church, but it is.
It's an awesome church. You know, we don't judge. What is it? Like Planet Fitness is like a no judgment zone.
Yeah, a no judgment zone.
Right. Exactly, it's like that's how the church is. It's a no judgment zone. Come as you are. Yeah. But when you're giving your sermon, a lot of times you can feel the give back. You know, people are either they'll say, Go ahead, sir.
Right.
Or no, Pastor, that's some old BS.
Right.
They'll give you that feedback, so you know where you at. But not getting that feedback.
Feel something from that.
This time, not having nobody there just made me feel like, I'm just talking to an empty crowd, and I didn't feel like I did my research the way I usually do, because it's like you're not talking to anybody and you don't get no feedback. So I really.
But do you think? Go ahead.
No, I just felt like I had a bad sermon, even though you pray about it, and whatever God puts on your heart, you give it to the people.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I did.
I have a question though. Do you think that it might be that this little pandemic fatigue starting to settle in, because you've been doing this for the last few weeks where you're pre-recording it and then putting it out, for your congregation to see. Do you think you actually didn't do your best, or do you think you're just perceiving it that way because you didn't have, the congregation in front of you?
Well, I think it's because church is different now. So you're not meeting people doing Bible study, and you're not having those long conversations doing Bible study, and you're not talking to people so you know what's going on in your congregation. So you kind of cater sometimes your sermon to that. Yeah. Now it's kind of like shooting a dart in the dark. I am trying to give good information to people that I don't see, I don't get a response from, and I don't know. You don't get an emotional response. Yeah, I don't know, and sometimes, and if any pastor says that this doesn't help them or they don't like this, I think they kind of smidgen it a little bit. But after you do a good sermon or a sermon, you like sometimes somebody said, well, Pastor,
you like it. You
like it, lose something. When somebody said, well, Pastor, that was a good one today. Right. I felt that one today. When you don't get nothing, I'm saying I'm cool with when they say, Pastor, you was on some old BS. That was some old different kind of Bible study then, Pastor. Right. That was just, I can appreciate that. Sometimes they'll come to me and say, I couldn't even follow you today. I don't know where you was at.
I ain't gonna lie, you have done some sermons that I can't follow, but that's because you really know your scriptures good.
No, that's because I don't mail some stuff in. Oh, is that? No. Being honest, if you hear a sermon from me or any other pastor, but I'm gonna just put the view on me, and you can't follow anything that they saying, and they all over the place. It's like all of a sudden they want to cover the whole Bible. They'll start talking from Genesis, from Adam and Eve. Then they start talking about the prophets. They talk about the Hebrew boys. They talk about every little situation with Jesus and his miracles. They mail it in. They mail it in because they don't have anything else to say. They ain't got no real topic. They mailing it in. Yes. I'm saying, especially when it's just out the cup. Okay, now turn to Hebrews 15:4. Now we're gonna go back to Exodus and 12. And now let's go to first Luke. Luke 1 and 2. No, they don't mail some stuff in. You got me choking over here. But I agree with you, because as a speaker and as a salesperson, it's kind of different now, because with me, I go out to job sites, because for those of you that don't know or just joining us for the first time, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, and that they call me the Tree Lady because I own a tree care company here in Atlanta. And it's different when everybody is sending you their email or wanting you to come look at their tree, but they don't want to come out the house, and they're speaking through the screen door. They just point at the tree. They point at the tree and stand behind it. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I don't get that interaction where I'm shaking the hand. And do you come to the door with a mask? Do you wear your mask?
So
you don't wear your mask? Sometimes I do. But Marty, we're not going to talk about me wearing my mask or not wearing my mask, because we already talked about this last week and how I feel about this whole thing, and that I feel like we should respect boundaries and we should be safe. We're going to talk about that a little later. We're not going to talk about that, because I'm going to go with what my daughter said. One of the great things about our show is that we have the opportunity to bring content to people that maybe somebody else out there in media isn't. So we don't want to just harp on this COVID thing, because there's so many other great things that are going on. No, we're not talking about, we're not going to hype on the COVID thing, but we are going to talk about entrepreneurship and business. Yes, absolutely. And how, like I had a contractor come to my house actually yesterday,
Right.
Because my microwave, I blew my microwave up. So that's a whole different
How do
story.
you blow the microwave up?
Yeah. That's a whole different story. If you put bacon on for like 6, 7, 8 minutes when it's already cooked, anyway. Okay. But he came to the house the other day, and the dude had on the mask and the gloves and everything, and it's like I only talked to one person, and you got to still stay 6 feet away from me.
That's good.
Right. And that's why I'm kind of curious about your company.
I do sometimes, but I'm not going to sit here and say all the time.
Yeah, you want to know why we ain't taping together right now.
Oh my God.
You know what? If you got a thought right now, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI. Let us know. I'm saying, especially if you have your own business and you have to interact with people. Yeah. I'm curious to know, are you wearing a mask? Are you wearing gloves? Or are you kind of being, God gonna protect me? I'm gonna just put it to the test.
That is not how I'm thinking it, because I do keep my social distance. I do wash my hands.
Yeah.
I do, try to avoid touching my face and stuff like that. But like I said, there's a lot that goes into what's going on right now. And, I'm just gonna say God is not giving me a spirit.
Do you wash when you come home?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
But you know what? But here's the thing though. We were running behind schedule, so I usually when I come home, I jump right in the shower and do my thing, but I didn't. So I'm actually spreading germs right now because of you, and I didn't want to be late.
Of me?
Recording with you.
No, I ain't in your household.
No, I'm saying
No.
I didn't want to be late. Okay, let's clear that up.
You need some hand sanitizer, put that on your face or something. Don't just come to the computer. No. Look, hey guys, if y'all got a comment or a thought, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI. Donnie, we got to go take care of a few things real quick.
Oh my gosh, that quick? Oh my gosh.
Yep. Hold that thought. We'll be right back, all right? You're listening to the beautiful Donnie Jones Live. Oh, well, sorry. So let me rephrase that. You're listening to the Donnie Jones Live show with the beautiful Donnie Jones.
And the wonderful, handsome Marty McFly.
Yes. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Mardy McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live, where you got the live and the hype.
Uncut and everything.
Exactly. You getting the real deal right now. With me, Donnie the Tree Lady.
And that guy, Marty McFly, who was just, curious about, it's this new thing about the mask and everything. Right. And not just you.
Quite new, Marty.
Well, over the last month or so, since we've been sequestered, and people, because it is crazy now. It's like, for me, going out, seeing somebody without a mask,
right?
They're looking crazy now. I'm saying just for me.
I'm one of them people looking crazy then.
Yeah.
I am one of those people looking crazy right now.
Yeah, we're not going to highlight you right now because, you're a special one. But did you hear about the lady last week or the family last week that...
Hold on. Y'all see how he be sneaking stuff in.
What?
And I want y'all to notice. I want y'all to call in because notice when he sneaks stuff in, he'll turn around and say the number to the show before I can retaliate. I just want y'all to point that out. For those of you that notice he does that to me, call 1-888-349-DONNIE.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead and just lock it in now. 1-888-FIX-DONNIE. So you know what it is. 1-888-FIX-DONNIE.
And Donnie is D-O-N-I.
D-O-N-I. Yeah, it's her. She has that I in it. Anyway, but no, did you hear about the situation last week where it was a couple? Well, not even a couple. It was a mother and a daughter. They was in a store, and the security guard asked the daughter, "You need to have a mask on. Can you put on a mask? While you're in the store. This is one of our rules now." And the mother had some words with the security guard.
Are you serious?
Left out of the store. Told the husband and the son, and they went back to the store. And the son ended up shooting the security guard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the guy ended up dying.
I didn't hear about that. I didn't.
This is crazy. It's kind of like, look, if you're gonna be out, at least
I think once again, going back to respect, people are not respecting each other. I don't understand that, you know?
Respect each other. I'm saying, okay, yeah, Greta, it makes me feel better if you do put on a mask now. Right. You know, it does make me feel like, okay, well, you are cautious about, you don't want to give me something just in case if you do have something and you don't know. I don't, you know, have some respect for your neighbor. You know, put a mask on, especially if you're in the gas station, grocery store, convenience store, put a mask on. Right. You know, if people can cut trees and put their mask on, then I think that you can put your mask on, you know, just going to a regular store.
I tell you what's interesting. I actually paused for a second, but because I've been a little bit on and off, you know, sometimes I have it on, sometimes I don't, you know, and a lot of times I don't. But a lot of times with my seniors, I do put it on, you know, or if I know I'm getting close to people. And then if I'm out in public and I know I'm not going to be close to anybody, you're right. Sometimes I should have it on, but I don't. Okay. What I will say is this. I totally forgot what I was going to say. That's what I will say. Totally just
wow. Look,
my seniors.
Yes,
I want to protect them, you know, and I want to protect everybody. But if I know I'm getting close, it makes no sense not to do that or try to be respectful. But my daughter brought something up. We went and did a little drive-by with some friends of hers. And because we kind of all knew each other and, you know, we're kind of around the same setting and stuff like that. One of the little girls was wanting to give her friend a hug. And of course the mom was like, no, we're not doing that. And I was getting ready to say, well, you couldn't. And my daughter was like, no, we have to respect those rules. And I was like, you know, you're absolutely right. Because just because I would do something doesn't mean somebody else should do it, you know? And that's what I'm seeing right now. There's a lack of respect for people from either side of the fence. And I just feel like this country is really divided and we've got to find a way to work together to help one another so we can get on with
First, why were you and your kids doing drive-bys?
No, a drive-by.
I'm saying, I know you're not drive-by shootings, of course, but I'm saying y'all going by just seeing people saying, hey, let's fellowship for a while. I know we're supposed to be quarantined, but we just want to go and, you know, we got some old banana bread we want to split with y'all.
Oh, banana bread would be so good right now, but I'm not eating gluten.
Oh, you are so
there is such a good gluten-free banana bread.
No, stay focused. Don't nobody want to hear about no banana bread.
Yes, they do. And for those of you that want to hear about banana bread, call 1-888.
Look. You know what kind of stations we on, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. We don't. Not too many of us eat banana bread. Just not too many people. Some of us might not even know what banana bread is. Just keep it focused. Okay, wear your mask.
No, I'm getting ready to focus on the mask. But what do you mean? A lot of us eat banana bread. I've eaten banana breads. My grandma used to make the best banana bread. And my daughters love banana bread. Like my daughters love banana bread.
Well, most of my people like Jiffy cornbread. They just love Jiffy cornbread. That's just good and sweet and just tastefully. You bring some Jiffy over there with some milk.
You just use the term my people again. You doing that thing you do again with me?
No. Put it like this.
My people, your people.
Hold on. If I say my, hold on, time out. If I say my people and you don't feel like you included, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. If I just say most of my people, you know, we don't eat, you know, banana bread and we don't go drive by and doing, you know, a quarantine situation. Okay, we just want to go and hug each other and make biscuits.
What happened. You taking it too far because you don't understand what happened. The young girl whose birthday was today. And so we got in our car and we all, and a bunch of the friends lined up. We stayed in our cars. Nobody got out of their car. And we lined up. It was like 15, 20 cars. We all lined up with little signs and hanging out the car and sang. And then we turned on, what's that song by ABBA?
What?
Dancing Queen. And then the dad turned that song up loud because the girl is turning 17. And we drove through the neighborhood and we passed by her house and just waved. Exactly.
That's so cute.
Isn't that sweet?
Not really. I'm saying that's just uneventful, but that's cool.
It was so emotional and beautiful.
Yeah, y'all driving around the street with the radio on saying happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. You know what's funny? You know what's interesting? I got caught with this last week. Seriously, truth. A lady at my church, and I hope they ain't listening. They sent me a Zoom request.
Yes.
For a 2-year-old's birthday party.
Exactly. That's what we've been doing. We had a birthday party 2 weeks ago.
Time out. If I wouldn't go in person to a 2-year-old's birthday party, why would I want to go on a Zoom to the 2-year-old don't even know my name?
Marty, if somebody invites you to their 2-year-old's birthday,
that don't mean I gotta go.
That means they think you are a special person in their life.
Oh well,
it's not.
I took a screenshot of me saying, "Hey," and I sent it to them. They can put that on the Zoom. That could be my Facebook.
You are really hurting my feelings right now because I perceive you to be a compassionate, kind person.
I'm a realist.
I cannot believe you.
I'm a real.
You better hope they are not listening to this.
Look, for that 17-year-old, I would have sent her a text with some balloons saying "Happy birthday," many more.
Anyway, but we did the same thing for my daughter. Well, we did a smaller version of that for my daughters. My daughter, she turned 16. We sat up outside on the deck by the pool, and we set some food out. But we stayed actually about 10 or 15 feet away from each other. And then we had friends that kind of drove up and waved at her, and then left. And it was amazing.
Did a boyfriend come over?
She does. We're not doing it. You know.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We ain't gonna talk about that right here. That's personal. Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. My bad.
Exactly. We're not talking about people's personal business on our show.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I was wondering
business.
I was wondering just how the social, interaction was going, in a birthday setting like that.
You know what? It was. You know what was beautiful about today, Marty? And I think this is one of the reasons why it got so emotional for me, because it's important who shows up for you. And knowing that this young girl, and including my daughter over the weekend, could not see their friends, and their friends took time out of their day to show up for them. And I got really emotional because it's like, you know, when you haven't seen your friends for 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months actually, and they take the time to get in the car with their parents or drive and come over just to wish you happy birthday for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever, it means a lot. And I think that's one of the things that I am getting out of this season that we're in, is that people are starting to really figure out what's important. And so I got when I say emotional, I actually started crying because it was just so beautiful seeing how happy this girl was today. And then also watching my daughter over the weekend, how happy she was to see her friends. And even though they couldn't hug and even though they couldn't get close to each other, just that connection of sharing your special day with the people that you love, it meant a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you had that emotional feeling. Yeah. That's a heart tug. Yep.
It is a heart tug. In fact, I would like to know how some of our
how our listeners feel. Look, if you got a comment, hit us up 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONNIE. Yeah, most of my friends, if it's their birthday, I just send them a text.
Exactly. But
that's about it. I ain't gonna drive to see nobody and drive in front of their front yard and say, "Happy birthday." No.
But that's what we do now. Now.
It shows that we ain't got nothing else to do now.
That is not true. In fact, what I was getting ready to say before you cut me off is I was going to ask our listeners if they had some ideas, some creative ideas that they've done to celebrate people's birthday and to do something special for the people that they love during this season. I just think it's interesting what people are doing as a way to celebrate, those special occasions. Because think about it, even though we're dealing with this COVID, you still got anniversaries, you still got birthdays, you still got people giving birth, you still got whatever. So it's kind of interesting,
Yeah. On that note, if you got a comment about that, if you're doing something special for your anniversary, your birthday, your bar mitzvah, or anything like that, hit us up 1-888-349-DONNIE.
How many of them are having
1-888-349-DONNIE. We'll be right back. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty McFly.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Mardy McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live, where I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Mardy McFly, trying to do what it do.
You are doing with it. Your do actually looks cool, man.
No, I really do need a haircut. I'm saying I ain't got no line, no tape, no nothing. This is raggedy.
You know, they got this tape. There's like YouTube videos of people putting tape on it.
Yeah, I thought about putting some like black electrical tape just around there, but you know,
right. You don't want to do that.
No, I'm waiting.
But I think people are embracing the au natural, kind of rough around the edges look. I've always been rough around the edges, so.
Yeah, you have been since I've known you. But it's one of those things where you got to be conscious of because I've been letting too much go. I ain't gonna lie. I've let too much go. It's been, it used to be every morning I wake up, take my shower, and do and even though I work from the house most of the time.
I hope you do that.
I would, since I've been on lockdown, I ain't going nowhere. It's been like maybe 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Certain things like not doing a hair, not shaving, just kind of like, Jesus, I'm a little funky,
Right.
All of that kind of stuff. So, even me and my wife.
I still have to interact with the public. So.
But if you got to stay 6 feet away.
You still got to take a shower, dude.
You should.
But
6 feet away, you ain't going to smell nothing.
Okay, but what
with
about
my mask on, you ain't even going to smell my breath.
Okay, but what about when you go to the grocery store or go to get gas?
You still ain't, I still 6 feet away. 6 feet away. All the gas station, they got the little plexiglass in front.
No, even a lot of little restaurants now all have the plexiglass in front too.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's a situation where they made them do that, because it seems like more and more places.
Yeah, I think that is a standard thing. I'm saying in my community out in Douglasville, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Every place that I've went to now, gas stations, pharmacies, everything, even. I still contribute to certain churches with their communion. So some of the liquor stores, even they got that's why I know that, just the certain liquor stores, because I get communion for other churches. They got the plastic in front also. So everywhere. I just want to put that disclaimer just in case anybody listening. Just
it was for the churches, y'all.
For the churches, right? We do that real communion.
It was for the churches.
Right.
Check this out, Marty. I'm always trying to find a way to look at what I do and bring it full circle and to have it be beneficial to our listeners. Right. And so what I was thinking about that kind of made me look at this whole situation in a different light is I was actually at a customer's house looking at some trees that she wanted pruned. And they were some mature trees, and several of them, in fact, 3 of them were fruiting trees. And she was like, right now I want to go ahead and get these pruned. And I was like, this is not a good season to prune them. There's a good season to prune trees, and there's a not so great season or a bad season to prune trees. Now, there are some trees that you can prune year round, and it doesn't make a big deal on what you cut out of them or the percentage that you cut out of them. But generally, you don't want to take any more than 20 to 25% out of the canopy of a tree. But when you're dealing with ornamentals or your fruit trees or anything like that, or even your maples and oaks, sweet gum, it's actually best. You can do light pruning this time of year, but it's actually best to do any heavy pruning in the dormant season. But it's funny how many people's houses I go to right now, and they want you to do heavy pruning because in their mind, they're like, oh, everything is leafed out. Everything is, you can see all the flowers, the fruit, whatever. And here's my thing. It kind of made me think about life. With trees and plants, it's best to prune them when it's dormant, when everything is perceived to be dead. That's the best time to take more off. That's the best time to do some deep stimulation. And it makes me think about life. A lot of times people think they're in a really good season to do something, and they're really not in the good season. They're in a bad season to do certain things, but in a good season to do other things. And I think in business, we go through that. We might start growing and we might start, getting better and expanding our business, but we see a few things that we're not quite 100% happy. And we're like, well, I'm cutting this out right now. Well, a lot of times that's a great idea, but then there's other times when you might want to I wouldn't say hold on to a negative situation, but don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Start looking around at other ways to do things that are much more productive. Find ways to do things that can utilize what you've already got before you totally cut off a situation that might be a blessing right now, even though it might not be something you want to deal with long term. And so you got to figure out what season you're in. If this is the season where you need to be cutting things out of your life, bam, do it. But if you look around right now and you're like, okay, maybe I should hold on to this. Maybe I should hold on to this job, or maybe I should hold on to this career. Maybe I should hold on to this relationship. Reconsider that. Reconsider whether you should let it go right now or whether you should hang on to it for a while. Now, I ain't talking about abusive. In my opinion, if it's abusive, I don't care if it's today, tomorrow, whatever, you need to go. You need to go right now. But in a lot of times, especially in business, we get frustrated with a situation, not realizing there might be a lesson in the situation for us. And it might be an opportunity for us to utilize a person in another capacity that they might be better at, rather than just cutting them all the way out. So that just was on my heart to share that.
I appreciate that.
Figure out what season you're in. Are you in the season where you should be pruning something out of your life? Or you're in the season where you should hold on to what you got and let it bloom and see what it can become? Because a lot of times something that you think isn't good can actually something good that blesses you long term, if you do a little bit of nurturing, if you do a little bit of, give it a little care, tender love and care. So,
man, Donnie, go ahead with your bad stuff. I appreciate that. I really do, because it speaks volume, especially during this time where a lot of businesses and a lot of people are on, in their dormant stages. A lot of people are cutting things off and everything.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I'd say you might have just saved my marriage, because I was thinking of cutting some things off, with my wife during this period of time. I'm saying it's a season of cutback, I was thinking. But, actually, there's a Bible verse in Ecclesiastes that's talking about, in everything has a season, and sometimes it is a season to grow, and sometimes a season to stay dormant, in a sense of a season to cry and a season to rejoice.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we do make long-term situations in a temporary circumstance.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
In a temporary circumstance. Yeah.
Right. So, with that, if you can hold on to your employees, hold on to those relationships, hold on, during the tough times. And then when you're thriving and it says, okay, you know what? If everything now is blossoming and you're not, then I can prune you. I can cut you back some, because it's not going to affect me as much. I felt bad, during this time because of my community. And it's going to sound like a joke, but I'm serious. They're recycling trash cans. People that didn't pay their trash bill because of, you got to have priorities. But they're going around and they're recycling people's trash cans, And it's like, this isn't a time to do that, because now I'm not loyal to that trash company, even though we're paying ours. Right. I'm not loyal to you because you're pruning at the wrong time.
Woo, preach.
I'm saying, me and my wife went just for a joyride today, and I saw so many people being evicted. So many people's stuff on the side of the road. Yeah. That it's like, this isn't the time to kick people out. This isn't the time to prune. Because I think things like that kind of comes back onto you. Yes. So in a sense, thank you for that little piece of advice, Donnie. You go ahead with yourself. You ministered to me today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But, because we do talk a lot about entrepreneurship, and I am a passionate advocate for entrepreneurship. But I want to look at another way of thinking about pruning or getting rid of things. I have a friend of mine who has a business that does planning and events and stuff like that. And she also travels a lot in her other job. Well, her other job, her regular job, instead of traveling now, she can now work her other job from home, which is what she wanted to do, while still growing her business here locally, because now she doesn't have to fly all over the place doing it, whatever administrative work she does. But here's what's important about who you listen to. She had it in her mind to quit her job about 4 months ago. And I'm all like, yeah, girl, you should go ahead and, whoop-de-woo, you're so talented. You so this, that, and the third. I'm so proud of you. You.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Donnie, I know what you're saying, but something doesn't feel right. I say, okay, that's cool. I was like, you asked me what my opinion is. I gave you my opinion. She goes, I just feel like I really need to hold on to this job for right now. I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, she prayed about it. She felt it was the right decision for her. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, you should do what you feel is the best decision.
Do it.
But she is now making her full-time pay from her job. She doesn't have to travel as much. The companies that she used to work with and go see, she's doing Zoom meetings with them, but she also now has the flexibility to do her event planning and her artsy or whatever. But here's the funny thing. How many events right now are going on?
Well,
she took her own advice and she prayed about it and did what was best for her. And it is the best thing. It turned out really good.
Oh yeah.
You would have just jumped out there.
And I'm gonna say this before we go to break real quick. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of events now being planned just different ways.
That's right.
This is a new day. Because I'm getting clients and we're dealing with new people that are trying to do things in a new way. Even church is a new church, where we saw the other week where a couple of weeks ago, Erykah Badu did a concert, online, a Zoom concert.
Yes.
The other week, the couple of different artists was doing things on Zoom. So there are new places that you can do events at, but, so things are still going on. Anyway, if you got a comment or a suggestion or see anything, hit us up at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Donnie.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and on social media, Donnie Jones Live.
Yes, Donnie Jones Live. Like and subscribe. See her face and her locks and everything, and just like it and subscribe to. Well, maybe not that bitch. Anyway, we'll be right back.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, hanging out.
That guy, Marty McFly, that is just here trying to be me. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to run.
All of those. That's all right.
Yeah.
You is
fly.
Yeah,
just me. I'm just here.
All right. That's all right. We're here. And we are not phoning it in, by the way. We actually have done our homework. We got some notes and all that kind of stuff. We are working. Even though we are working from home, we are working because we want to provide great content for you guys and have a little fun doing it. And, bring you something that'll make you go,
You working. My whole life don't change around now because this thing, I just wake up now. Life is just like, I just wake. I don't even know what day is, Saturday, Sunday, what. It was like every day is just the same.
I just running into the one. But you know what's so funny? I think the thing that I've noticed is I've seen some people just totally take off with this, and I've seen other people just kind of almost go into a depression. And I was wondering, as a pastor, what's ways that you've seen people's faith be tested in this people that are coming to you? What are the things that you're seeing a lot of?
Honestly, is being tested, but people are persevering through right now.
Yeah.
And I can say that, I think when it first came out, people were really, really frightened.
Yeah.
I think that, this is a situation where it's a journey right now.
Yeah.
And I would say a lot of people have had to take a journey with Christ in a sense that it's not just a regular, well, I got the faith, and I can say it every Sunday when I go to church and I keep the faith, but now you got to walk through the life now.
You got to walk it.
Because every time you walk out your door, you got to have that faith, that faith of, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it back home. I'm not going to catch something, and even though that we are, and I don't want to go too far into the spiritual aspect of it, but at the same time, it's a thing where some of us are asking God for a lot of things right now.
Right.
And it's funny, God is not giving us the answer that we want, but I'll bring this little thought into your mind. The last recorded scripture or the last recorded phrase or statement that Mary said in the Bible was do what he says.
Mm.
You know, and it was about the wedding in Canaan when she asked him, she told him, they're out of wine. And he said, woman, what that got to do with me? Well, actually he said, woman, what that got to do with you and me?
Right.
My business.
It's like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. You shouldn't have nothing to do with that. A lot of us deal with that stuff too. We put our nose in other people's business that we ain't got nothing to do with. But the notion that I'm trying to get at is he, in a sense, didn't give her the answer that she wanted. But she didn't say, well, God said no, and I'm just going to go back in here and they just going to do what they going to do.
Right.
She told the servants, do what he says do, because I have belief and I have faith in him because of the relationship she had with him.
That's right.
That I have faith that he's going to do it. She didn't tell him can you go to the liquor store and get us some more wine?
She just said, do what he said do.
Do what he said do, because she knew that he could create a miracle, that he could do that. So in a sense, we're doing this time right now. We're dealing with stuff. We're praying to God. We're asking God for a relief, help, support. And right now, it's almost like that determination.
Yeah.
You want your church to thrive. You want your church to succeed. Well, you still got to go ahead and put forth the work.
You got to do the work.
Put forth the work. You want your business to still maintain itself. Put forth the work.
Got to
put forth the prayer too. Pray that it's all about God, but work like it's all about you. And those are the aspects that we have to really deal with during this time.
I think you need to repeat that, because I think that's powerful. And I don't think people do that. You got to pray like it's all about God, but then you got to work like it's all about you.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. And that's not to take anything away from him, but sometimes if we get we need to get a little self-centered where we go, you know what, I got to make this happen.
I got to make this happen.
And then I think that's when the super starts kind of connecting with the natural. And then you get those supernatural things that happen, because I know a lot of the gifts and a lot of the benefits and a lot of the blessings that I've had are on the other side of me working hard. Now, I will say this. There have been times when I have been told by God to rest and to be still. After I pushed so hard, he says, take your foot off the gas. And all of a sudden, there's just a window that just opens up for me. And the floodgates just happen. I'm not even doing anything to make it happen. But that's because I did the work prior.
You already did the work. And like we always, everybody's favorite Bible verse, the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. He make me lie down. Stop there.
Yeah.
He makes you lie down in green grass, by the still waters, because, sheep don't drink during rough waters. It has to be still. Everything has to be settled. So in a sense, sometimes God put you in a place for you just to relax. Yes. Some of us right now are in a place where you need to be relaxing, because we work so much and worked that we will be like the Egyptians, that the Israelites that just worked and don't even understand that we're out of slavery, but we got a still slave mind, so we still going to continue to work.
Come on, preach.
Sometimes he wants us to relax, enjoy your family, enjoy your life.
Yes.
And
it means really relax. It ain't got to be this ethereal, spiritual, deep thing.
Oh, no.
It means relax.
Chill.
Chill. Stop stressing about stuff. Stop wondering where this is going to... I mean, it's hard to tell somebody that is struggling with things to stop worrying, but that's what you really got to do. You got to be still. What is it? Be still and know. Be still and know that he didn't say be still and worry. Yeah. Be still and ask a lot of questions.
Right.
Be still and go crazy.
And during these times, too, take some time out for yourself to just be isolated by yourself if you can. If you think about, Jesus took that all the time. He just went away. He got by himself and prayed. Or just really, he just got away. I'm tired of y'all Nicodemuses. He just got away a few times.
Every time you say that, it bothers me.
Oh, well, yeah.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say. By the way, you're listening to Doni and Mardy.
Yes, you listen to Doni Jones live and just Doni. Yeah, but no, that's the truth. Is sometimes you just got to get away, relax, take this time to relax, take this time to say, let me get closer or listen to.
Yes.
Since last week, a lot of the churches did Good Shepherd Sunday.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, about your shepherd, the shepherd knows your name, but then also you know your shepherd's voice. But the way that you know your shepherd's voice is you listen to him and you spend some time with him.
That's right.
I was on a Zoom call the other day, and my wife got on it was at a church. It was for the church and everything, but her face wasn't on. I just heard the audio, and somebody else was on there was saying, well, who is that? And because I knew that voice, because I spent so much time with that voice, I knew automatically, well, that's my wife.
That's right.
If you spend time with your shepherd, you spend that quality time with your shepherd, when they give you that information of things that you need to do, you would know that voice. It's not one of those, well, I wonder, was that the devil telling me to go over there and buy that car? Was that Jesus? I don't know.
It's funny that you say that, because I was talking to my brother about this today. There are times that he speaks to you, and if you do not listen, there are going to be some repercussions.
It is.
I was told 20 years ago not to open a door to a certain relationship. Clear as day, the Holy Spirit said, do not get involved with this person. Do not deal with this person. Do not bring this person into your company. He, like, literally, it wasn't, there was no ifs, ands, or whatever.
Now you married, you got 2 kids and everything, and you just can't walk it back no more.
No,
I understand. I've been there.
Been a blessing. I'm talking about a relative. I'm gonna hurt you. Sorry. My husband's been an absolute blessing, and in fact, my husband was one of the people that said, "Do not." In fact, he was like, "You need to get rid of this person."
That's why I say you should listen to your husband more.
Exactly.
Everybody, y'all should listen to your husband more.
My husband's very prophetic. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, he means what he says. And so, thinking about being still and listening, you can listen and you can get a word, but if you don't act on it, a lot of times, not because God is trying to be mean, but because you didn't listen, there's going to be some repercussions. And I'm telling you, I have had to deal with those repercussions for years. Now, God has, in his own way, turned it into a blessing, because it's given me some positive exposure, because people now know that I'm not one thing compared to something else. But 20 years ago, he said, do not let this person into your company or into your life. And I ignored it. So I'm telling you, when Marty says, be still and know and listen, or be still and listen, you got to listen, but you also got to act on what you're being told.
Act on it, because and as another example, most people that's in church, they know about the talents, and the 3 people that was given talents. The 2 of them that worked on and acted upon their talents that they was given, and they made a profit on it, and the master came back and was happy about it, and rewarded them. And then the last one, who did not act upon the knowledge or the information that he was given, so the master came back and was upset about him not doing anything with his talent. The same kind of thing. If he gives you some information for you to act upon, because if not, is really going to hurt you. A lot of you that's listening to this program right now, something has been placed on your heart for you to act upon.
Yes.
And you've been sitting there just thinking about it, just planning, but not acting on it.
Not acting on it.
You're listening to this program right now because God is trying to tell you, you need to act upon it.
You need to act upon it.
I don't think there's no accidents, So you're listening to this program right now because there's something that you need to be acting on right now. You can call us and confirm that at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI. Yep.
Yes.
So Donnie, we got to get up out of here. Okay, we got a hot
Oh
second.
My goodness.
Go. Yep.
I don't want to go yet. I don't want to go.
I left something on the stove I got to go take care of.
Okay, well, you go do
that. Going.
Okay, let's get going.
Yep. Any last words, though? Have a good week. Any other thing you want to tell people?
The only thing I want to say is repeat what you just said. Be still.
Wear your mask.
Wear your mask, but be still and know, guys. No, the answers are there. You listen, they are there. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. And just know that God is with you every step of the way.
God is with you. Your shepherd has not left you. Even though if you forgot about him, he ain't forgot about you. All right. So
I love you, Marty. Thank you, my brother.
Love you. And
Donnie Jones listeners, we love you all too.
Yes. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and all of the other social medias. Like us, share us, and just be a part. All right.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right.
Much love. Bye-bye.
Donnie Jones Live.